Dreaming of a beautiful garden without breaking the bank? Picture a space once sparse and forgotten, now transformed into a vibrant oasis, all thanks to savvy, budget-friendly gardening. It's not a far-fetched dream, but a reality waiting to unfold. With a sprinkle of expert advice, a dash of DIY projects, and a hearty helping of creativity, your dream garden is just around the corner. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves? Stay tuned to discover how to create your own green paradise with these simple, cost-effective gardening tips. Begin your garden transformation by selecting cost-effective plants. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does this mean? It's all about choosing plants that are affordable, hardy, and well-suited to your local climate. Think about it this way. You wouldn't buy a sports car if you live in a city full of narrow, winding roads, would you? The same logic applies to your garden. It's crucial to select the right plants, ones that are not only pocket-friendly, but will also thrive in your specific environment. Consider perennial plants, for instance. These are the plants that keep on giving. They may cost a little more upfront, but they'll return year after year, providing excellent value for money. And let's not forget about native plants. Not only are they often less expensive, but they're also adapted to local conditions, making them easier to care for and less likely to require costly fertilizers or pesticides. But here's the real kicker. You can save even more money by growing plants from seeds instead of buying mature ones. Yes, it takes a bit more time and patience, but the benefits are well worth it. For the price of a single mature plant, you can buy a packet of seeds that could potentially yield dozens of plants. Imagine the lush green paradise you could cultivate with that. Growing plants from seeds also gives you a wider variety of plants to choose from. You're not limited to what's available at your local nursery. You can experiment with unique and exotic varieties, adding a personal touch to your garden that reflects your individuality. And let's not forget the immense satisfaction that comes from watching a tiny seed grow into a flourishing plant. It's a magical experience, one that connects you with nature in the most profound way. Remember, choosing the right plants can make or break your budget, so choose wisely. Select cost-effective plants that are hardy, suitable for your local climate, and most importantly, bring you joy. Because at the end of the day, that's what gardening is all about. Now let's talk about two of the most effective ways to garden on a budget: homemade compost and repurposing items. First up, homemade compost. All you need to get started is a little space in your backyard and some kitchen waste. Yes, you heard it right. Those vegetable peelings, coffee grounds, and eggshells that you usually throw away? They're gold for your garden. Composting is a natural process that turns organic material into a nutrient-rich soil conditioner. It's fantastic for your plants and it's absolutely free. Here's a simple way to make your own compost. Start with a layer of browns. These are dry materials like leaves, straw, or shredded paper. Next, add a layer of greens, your kitchen waste. Alternate these layers, always ending with a layer of browns. Give it a good stir every 2 weeks and voila, in a few months, you'll have rich, dark compost ready to nourish your plants. Now let's switch gears and talk about repurposing items. This is all about using what you already have in new and inventive ways. Have an old wooden crate lying around? It could be your next planter. Those chipped teacups? Perfect for growing herbs. Even an old ladder can be transformed into a charming vertical garden. The possibilities are endless. Repurposing not only gives new life to items that would otherwise be discarded, but it also adds a unique touch to your garden. Plus, it's a great money saver. Why buy new planters when you can create your own with a little imagination? Remember, gardening is not just about having the most expensive tools or the fanciest pots. It's about nurturing life, getting your hands dirty, and creating beauty from what you have. And trust me, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing your plants thrive in compost you made yourself or in a repurposed planter that you've given a second life. With a little creativity, you can turn waste into wealth and everyday items into useful garden tools. When it comes to gardening supplies, there are plenty of ways to save. The key to budget-friendly gardening lies not only in what you plant, but also in how you acquire your supplies. Let's start with a common truth. Buying in bulk often saves money in the long run. If you're planning a larger garden or foresee several seasons of gardening ahead, consider investing in bulk supplies. This could be soil, compost, mulch, or even seeds. The upfront cost might seem steep, but the per-unit cost is usually significantly lower than buying individual packets or bags throughout the season. Next, let's talk about sales. Garden centers and home improvement stores often have end-of-season sales where you can snag great deals on seeds, plants, soil, and other gardening essentials. Some stores even offer loyalty programs that provide members with exclusive discounts. So keep an eye out for these sales and sign up for those loyalty programs. Another clever way to save on supplies is by participating in community plant swaps. These are events where gardeners exchange plants, seeds, cuttings, and sometimes even gardening tools. Not only do these swaps save you money, but they also offer a fantastic opportunity to diversify your garden with unique plants that you might not find at the local garden center. And don't forget about online marketplaces. Sites like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace often have gardening supplies for sale, sometimes even for free. From pots and planters to tools and compost bins, you'd be surprised at what you can find. Lastly, consider repurposing items around your home. Old buckets, tubs, or even boots can make charming rustic planters. And instead of buying expensive plant markers, why not paint some rocks or use popsicle sticks? Let your creativity shine, and you'll not only save money, but also create a garden that's uniquely yours. With these tips, you can gather all the gardening supplies you need without emptying your wallet. Remember, a green thumb doesn't have to mean less green in your pocket. With a little creativity and resourcefulness, you can cultivate a thriving garden on a budget. Ready to get your hands dirty? Let's dive into some DIY gardening projects that can save you money. First up, let's tackle making a compost bin. It's not as complex as it sounds. All you need is a sturdy container, some organic waste from your kitchen, and a bit of patience. Start by choosing a container that fits your space. A simple plastic container can work wonders. Drill a few holes at the bottom for aeration. Next, layer your organic waste, alternating between green matter like vegetable peels and brown matter like dried leaves. Turn the compost every few weeks, and voila, you have nutrient-rich compost for your garden. Next, let's talk about rainwater harvesting. This is an excellent way to save on your water bill while providing your plants with natural, unchlorinated water. All you need is a large barrel and a downspout. Position your barrel under a downspout and let nature do the rest. Remember to cover your barrel to prevent mosquitoes from breeding. Finally, let's delve into the magic of propagating plants. You can expand your garden for free by learning this simple technique. Some plants, like succulents and herbs, can grow new roots from just a leaf or a stem cutting. Simply place your cutting in a container with water or soil and wait for new roots to sprout. This method allows you to multiply your plants without spending a dime. These DIY projects are not only cost-effective but also fun and rewarding. And remember, gardening is not just about the end result. It's about the journey. It's about learning new skills, experimenting, and watching your garden flourish from your efforts. It's about the satisfaction you get from creating something beautiful with your own hands. So roll up your sleeves and start creating. Your lush green paradise is waiting. And who knows? You might just find that these cost-saving projects are the most enjoyable part of your gardening adventure. These DIY projects are not only cost-effective, but also fun and rewarding. As you can see, creating a lush, productive garden doesn't have to be expensive. It's all about being strategic, creative, and resourceful. Today, we've journeyed through the world of cost-effective gardening, and the key takeaway is that anyone can cultivate a green paradise regardless of their budget. Think back to the wisdom shared about selecting cost-effective plants. Remember how we emphasized the power of choosing native plants and growing from seeds instead of buying mature plants? That alone can save you a significant amount of money. Then there's the magic of homemade compost and repurposing items. These simple practices transform kitchen scraps and old items into valuable resources for your garden. Not only does this approach save money, but it's also a wonderful way to reduce waste and live more sustainably. We've also explored the realm of budget-friendly gardening supplies. Remember the tips on taking advantage of community plant swaps and buying supplies during sales? These strategies can make a huge difference in your gardening budget. And let's not forget the joy of DIY gardening projects. From making your own compost bin to creating a rainwater harvesting system, we've seen how these projects can significantly reduce costs while adding a personal touch to your garden. Now it's your turn to apply these budget-friendly gardening tips in your own spaces. Don't forget to share your gardening successes or budget hacks in the comments. Happy gardening!